The gaze of eternity. The awakening of the cosmos. Not merely eyes, but ancient sentinels sculpted from the very first breath of existence. Eyes older than light. Older than darkness. Older than the concept of before. They opened in a universe that had no shape, no rhythm, no meaning, only an endless, trembling stillness. Within that stillness, these eyes witnessed the impossible moment when nothingness fractured, cracked open like a seed, and spilled out an ocean of creation. They saw the first particles swirl like dust in an unseen wind. They saw matter gather itself into clouds larger than imagination could hold. They watched gravity, still young, still learning, pull those clouds into whirling, shimmering cores. And then, for the first time in all of existence, they saw fire. A faint, delicate flicker, a newborn star struggling to ignite its heart. A fragile flame trembling against the cold, infinite dark. These eyes watched that flame grow. They watched it blaze brighter, hotter, stronger, its glow spreading across the void like a defiant declaration of life. They saw countless others follow. Rivers of starlight flowing into the black, storm after storm of cosmic creation bursting into reality. Galaxies spiraled outward like celestial blossoms, their luminous petals spreading across millions of light years. Clusters formed and drifted apart like drifting islands on an endless cosmic sea. Nebulae shimmered like cosmic murals, swirls of color and dust shaped by forces older than time. And these eyes saw every detail. Every spark. Every movement. But they did not only witness birth. They witnessed death, the slow, solemn collapse of ancient suns whose light had burned for billions of years. They watched those massive stars swell into red giants, their surfaces boiling with storms so vast they could swallow entire solar systems. They saw their cores falter, tremble, and finally collapse in a final, catastrophic heartbeat. And then, a supernova. A violent, universe-shaking eruption that tore open the silence and painted the void with brilliant, destructive beauty. Waves of matter, energy, and stardust swept outward, scattering the remains of entire worlds into the darkness. But in those ashes, new stars were seeded, fresh embers destined to ignite again. These eyes witnessed that endless cycle, creation blooming from destruction, destruction forcing creation to rise again. They saw galaxies drift toward each other across unimaginable distances, slow, graceful movements that took billions of years to complete. They watched them collide in vast, swirling dances, their stars spilling together like rivers merging into a single cosmic tide. They observed rogue stars wandering alone through the interstellar wilderness, silent, solitary travelers carrying the stories of dead systems on their cold surfaces. They watched black holes grow, devouring entire suns and bending time around their event horizons. They watched cosmic filaments, threads of matter stretching between galaxies, form the universe's skeletal structure. They watched dark energy push the cosmos outward, stretching the boundaries of reality itself. And through all of it, these eyes never closed. Not even once. Long before humanity dreamed of fire, long before Earth condensed from dust, long before the first molecule learned to breathe, these eyes had already lived through countless epochs. They had seen the universe rewrite itself again and again, expanding, collapsing, evolving, shedding its old skin and growing new forms. They witnessed beauty. They witnessed violence. They witnessed silence older than memory. And most of all, they remembered. Every flicker. Every collapse. Every collision. Every whispered birth of light in the endless, eternal dark. These eyes carry the entire history of everything that has ever been. They have forgotten nothing. They will forget nothing. They are the gaze of eternity, watching the universe unfold with patient, ageless, unshakable. The messenger from the dark 3 Atlas arrived not as a simple comet, but as a riddle carved from the bones of an ancient star. Astronomers aimed James Webb's unmatched infrared gaze toward it, hoping to uncover its chemical secrets, its origin, its purpose. But what they found was beyond expectation, beyond prediction, beyond anything witnessed in the history of astronomy. 3 Atlas behaved as though it were alive. It shifted in bursts, in pulses, in sudden changes of motion that defied every model. Not the smooth arc of a comet bound by solar gravity, but a twisting, curling, unpredictable dance. It slowed. Then surged forward. Then drifted sideways in graceful arcs. At moments it even reversed direction, a violation of celestial mechanics so extreme that physicists questioned their own equations. Plumes erupted from its fractured shell. Not gentle cometary tails, but violent jets of exotic gas and crystalline shards unknown in our solar system. Each blast shifted its trajectory like a heartbeat, as though something internal was pulsing with rhythm and purpose. Infrared scans revealed substances never found in local comets: rare carbon chains, microscopic silicate crystals, frozen gases with alien spectral signatures. Each molecule was a clue. Each fragment a message. Each plume a voice from a distant birthplace, perhaps orbiting a star in a remote arm of the Milky Way. 3 Atlas was not a visitor from our neighborhood. It was a refugee of another sun. A relic of foreign chemistry and forgotten physics. The more scientists studied it, the stranger it became. Its accelerations were not explained by sunlight. Not by pressure. Not by rotation. Some patterns hinted at hidden mechanisms: chambers of pressure, crystalline structures storing energy, fractures opening like living valves. Comets were never supposed to act like this. Dead ice. Cold stone. Simple relics. But 3 Atlas wasn't dead. It was active, dynamic, powerful, an engine of chemistry and motion. Perhaps it was a courier, delivering organic molecules across the galaxy. A seed carrier. A chemical messenger. A spark of life in transit. This echoed the ancient theory of panspermia, that life travels between stars carried by wanderers like this one. Maybe Earth was never alone. Maybe life is universal, scattered across the cosmos like embers drifting from one fire to the next. 3 Atlas reshaped everything: astronomy, engineering, philosophy, our concept of life itself. If humanity ever sends a probe to chase such an object, it must be autonomous, guided not by delayed Earth signals but by intelligence capable of instinct and survival. A probe that can navigate the heartbeat of the unknown. 3 Atlas became a mirror to the cosmos, showing us the universe is not still. It is alive with motion, with chemistry, with creation. Each world is unique. Each star system a new chapter. Each traveler a piece of a story billions of years old. 3 Atlas became a reminder of our smallness, and of our boundless hunger to understand. Perhaps it came not to answer, but to awaken questions. 3 Atlas is not merely a comet. It is a narrative carved in dust, in ice, in ancient fire, a cosmic manuscript drifting through the dark. And as it fades back into the interstellar night, beyond the farthest planets, beyond our reach, it leaves behind a haunting truth. Even in the silence between the stars there is chemistry. There is motion. There is purpose. There are stories waiting in the dark, stories still unfolding.